I'd like to get those first spiritual experiences. Good Cat, how you doing this evening?
I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm doing speak marvelous. It was Dr. Hotep said he had a dream about you. I didn't get a chance to hear it, so I'll give him an opportunity to explain it now. Go ahead.
I had a dream about we was I told the class the last time we was in class that every time I have these dreams we on a high plane and we all was together, and we was talking, it was pleasant. And so I started to walk around to the side of the house, and I was looking up at the stars. And I seen this one star, it started moving downward. And when it got downward, there was a sham round, and it made connection with that sham. And I went to call you and tell you, said, did you see that? And you told me that, yeah, I see it. Yeah, I see it. And then I looked up in the sky again, right over my head. The clouds, it looked like just a bunch of crystal diamond shaped, but there was, I want to think that there was crabs. And I woke up from that dream.
All right, where do you see Tahir?
Yeah, I'm glad I was there. Yes,
well, you got to pick them all up. You need a big tote sack, son. All right, who else has a spiritual experience they'd like to share with us?
I have one.
Very good. Speak up, please.
Okay. Excuse me. Well, the other day I wanted to experience another OBE with the intention of pushing through the walls this time. So I laid down and I tried my best to drop down. I laid there, pretty much twirling my thumbs, to relax. And then I finally made a breakthrough because sometimes I feel like patterns, right? But this one I saw when I closed my eyes, like I made a ship, looking under a ship per se. It was like so big, I really could see like, the outside of it, like the circumference of it. So then after a while it just blinked out, right? It went away. And then I kept seeing like, I had my eyes closed, right? Still trying to get the OBE. And under my right eyelid, like I saw like some white haze, like. I kept saying, I know my eyes not cracked, so I grabbed the pillow to cover my face real good. But then I said, I just said, what the heck? I just got up. I had too many distractions. My phone kept buzzing, so I don't know what that was all about, but that was interesting to me yesterday.
Very good. You got your extract I sent you in a bottle, the herbal extract. You need to take some drops of that in your throat right now.
Yeah, I'm at work. I don't bring it with me. I may forget it here, but yes. I need to be more consistent.
Remember, we decided you were going to take it. You need to start taking it with you, Amanda.
I don't want to lose it.
You're not going to lose it in your purse. Look here, and you need to take some of your capsules of herbs because you need to be healing yourself. You should take at least 2 healers a day and at least 2 body cleanses.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. Every day without missing, and your extract at least once a day, a half of eyedropper, right in your throat. All right. Anybody else have a new spiritual experience they'd like to share with us? Okay.
I have one.
Okay. Very good.
I spoke with you earlier or a couple of days ago about this. About after I've meditated, and I keep meditating on divine love, because you said that's the only reality is divine love.
Yes.
And so when I get quiet and I'm sitting, that'll come. I won't be meditating or anything, but I'll just be quiet and sitting in the room, and it'll come to me. I am divine love. I am divine love. That keeps coming up and keeps coming up again, and that goes into a question that I have. So, but I can wait to see if anybody else has any experience.
What is the question?
Okay, so the question is that presence of I am divine love that I feel within me. And when I spoke with you earlier about it, you said yes, but what I'm not going to say blocks divine love, but there is the free will that's there that kind of counters it.
Yeah.
And that life is a series of choices. So
That's right.
when you make good choices, you have good consequences. When you make bad choices,
right. I'm trying to say that divine love and goodness is at the core of our being, all of us, but that we were all also brought forth intentionally with the ability to exercise free will to a certain degree. Only out of 100%, you have 1% free will, 99% total submission. But that 1% can get you in a lot of trouble if it's, for example, mathematically $1 you need to get in heaven, and all you have is 99 cents. You follow what I mean? That penny could destroy your eternity. But we're all divine love by nature, period.
Mm-hmm.
But we start off, sometimes because of experiences around us, we start gravitating toward the wrong crowds and born into negative situations. And it's the way we react to negativity that has a tendency to push us one way or the other. Everybody is born with that silent voice that's very loud that tells them, stay away from them gang people over there. Stay away from them people with them dope and heroin and all that. Stay away from them pimps and hoes. Stay away from them robbers and drug dealers. Stay away from them murderers and thieves. And stay away from them people that smoke cigarettes and always locked up by the police, troublemakers and all that. Stay away from them loose girls and all that. Stay away from that. Bad boys. And then we have a choice, don't we?
Yes.
So what we don't do like the birds and that here and just fly south to paradise every single time. Sometimes we make bad decisions and override the divine love and truth that's already at the foundation of our being since we were imprinted. And that's the problem at the root of the difficulty. That is the difficulty at the root of the problem. Then you have these beings that know right from wrong, but they choose to do wrong, and they try to make themselves comfortable by making evil fair seeming and good seem evil. Are you following me? Now,
Sure.
they're called, in other words, fallen angels or watchers. So if you could look up watchers on Google, and Lucas, if you could look up, okay, one of you please look up Kiefer, like who is the overseer of the heavens and the earth.
Okay.
Right quick. Or Cheryl, you can look up overseer of the heavens and the earth as well, please. And one more person, look up if you can look up watchers.
Should I continue with my question or wait until we do
Yeah,
it?
go ahead with your question while you look it up.
Okay. So, is that destiny, or
No.
is that just as a okay?
No, it's what you creating.
Okay.
It's like you got to understand,
So,
fallen angels were previously angelic beings, right, in heaven. We all agree they were beautiful angels of light, pure angels, right?
Yes.
So they had a shift when they were commanded by the Creator Almighty to bow down to this being created sonically of black mud fashioned into shape. Says he, when I have made complete his form, and then blown into his nostrils of my breath, you will all fall down and prostrate to that man, or pray to that man. And all the angels in heaven, all of them, even Big Michael, they all fell down and prostrated to pray to that man as commanded, except Iblis. He had a shift in countenance from green, divine, to amber, eventually red. And he refused and was haughty, and he was proud. He put his ugly ass up on his shoulder, on his ugly, twisted shoulders, and he said, I will not bow to it. I am better than he is. Ain't that something? Ain't that the cat's pajamas? Ain't that the cat's pajamas? He's telling the Almighty Creator what he's better than. This asshole has lost his filthy mind all ugly ready. Anyway, the Creator responded, surely I know best what I created. So get down out of it. hated, and cursed until the day of resurrection, till the time made known, until the day that they are raised. And all these devil angels, he tell me, don't wake y'all up, don't teach you nothing. You got me? Now let me squeeze the elephant in the temple. What they really saying is that as soon as they wake up, then that's the end for us, you see? You got it? Then open manifest hell. That's why they're trying to stop and block me. But this fall from heaven, this fall from grace is still ongoing. It's not something that happened back in the dusty past in antiquity. You can look at commercials that I send you all now and you see all these devils falling from the sky, right? In modern day suits with briefcases, right? Right? You know, baby.
Yes.
You know, this is happening now. See, I'm an extraterrestrial. Now, that's hard for black and white devils to hear because they don't want to hear that. They want me to be just some nigger, and that's all. You hear what I'm saying? Creation mover. That's what they want me to be. No more, ever than that. Because they don't want to believe in the Creator. Therefore, to rebel against the word of somebody that doesn't mean anything for me, they have no respect, what does it mean? Nothing. You understand? They don't even believe in the Creator. So they're not going to bow to it, Pope. Okay. Until they have to, which is now. So they're falling down interdimensionally, interplanetarily, you know, from under the sea, intergalactically. So you see them like Nubia's mother, Al-Huda. I saw her just falling out the sky on a bright California sunshiny day, right to the right of my yucca tree, coming out of a clear blue sky, feet first, with a gray cosmic old friar tuck robe, like an old army blanket, but dark gray. And she had the hood over her head, like on a zigzag pack, like all demons do. They always have that hood on their head. It's a trademark of Satan. The little ugly cloak that they quasi trying to hide under. You understand? Hide their filthy, boogery thoughts. And she'd come down with them black lace, combat-looking boots, dropping out the sky. They dropping out the sky, they dropping, they falling down in front of your face economically, politically, and they just falling down. They going down. Even the weather and nature's attacking them. Babby jumping on their ugly ass. And they all hollering, nobody loves me, and they feel isolated and cut off. They are randomly being cut off. Because there's no place found in the heavens, the earth, there's no place found for them anywhere in all. Because they're rebelling against all, which is even their own higher self, their own self-inner being. What surprise they commit suicide and have harmful behavior in life that even destroys them? Because in truth, they hate themselves. They hate what they represent. They hate how they think. And they're disgusted with their own filthy fucking mind, and they should be. All right. Now, let's go to the Patarak, Sarabu, Wukarabu. See, can we throw a little light? Okay.
Did you want us to read about the watchers?
Yes.
The fallen angels?
I would like somebody to read about the overseers first. Overseer?
I have the fallen angel.
Let me get the overseer first.
I have the overseers.
Okay.
Okay, what I found was Jesus, the overseer and shepherd of our souls. 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 25. For you were likely sheep going astray, but now you have returned to the shepherd and overseer of your souls.
Right. And Jesus is a part of that figurehead, that's the overseer, but the actual overseer is above Jesus even. But yes, this overseer is the shepherd of our souls that were once lost, and the protector of your souls. Here, your guide and protector. Yea, even your sustainer and creator. All right. Now, what do you have on watcher there? Fallen angels, watchers, whatever. Same thing.
It says the watcher is a type of biblical angel. The word occurs in both plural and singular forms in the book of Daniel, where the reference is made to the holiness of the beings. The apocryphal books of Enoch refer to both good and bad watchers, with the primary focus.
I follow you. You singled that out real good. Now, we already know white people are going to write stuff the way they try to neutralize Satan.
Right.
But now, what do you have on watchers there, Kiefer?
Hold on.
Everybody else look up watchers. Cheryl, you looked up watchers and yes.
Oh, I was just going to say, it says watcher is a type of biblical angel. The word occurs in both plural and singular forms in the book of Daniel.
That was the same thing that she just read, but everywhere you look up watchers, they're fallen angels. If you look up watchers... Okay, go ahead.
It says, in the book of Enoch, the watchers are angels dispatched to earth to watch over the humans. They soon began to lust for human women, and at the crowing of their leader, Samael.
That's in Gaza, Samael, yeah. Their leader is the head of the fallen angels. Go ahead.
To illicitly instruct humanity and procreate among them.
Yes. Now, what we'll do is we'll go to a book that Malachi wrote, Sarabu Wu Karabu. Seraphim the Cherubim. 1. Laikum. Morir Nuwapu Yasir. Beloved Nuwapians, family. My Kararu, children. I record this most holy scripture, Patarak, the way, and sent down to you all from above as a true guidance. Patarak, the way to live. These are Sajalat records of old days. It will tell you of strange things, of great happenings in the Wakwadat, times of your Salafu ancestors, those who lived in the beginning. All you can know, Patarak the way. All you can know the times, which is declared in this, Patarak the way. Your Salafu ancestors, Panajaru, have their birth in events and times in places here on earth, like under the water. Pa Sabatu, the host, Enid from Atum, Tafnatat, Wu, Sawa, Tefnat, and Shu, Natatat, Ugabab, Nut, and Get and Get, Ashtat, Wu Asar, Isis, and Osiris, Unabaptat, Hatat, Nephthys, and Set, the 9 minds. Now you read on, once upon a time. This world, you know, has had 4 worlds within a world. This is the 4th world you are in now. Earth world was, for example, you had one before the Noah's flood. Each world was of 6,000 years each. Altogether, that is 24,000 years. Over those years, this planet has been born and died and reborn. Beings from older Tapalat worlds, from other star systems, used to come here for their own reasons. Some came to live in the caverns. Some came to live beneath the Maya waters. Some came to vacation, not to stay. Some came to hunt. Some came to retrieve the natural minerals like gold. Some came for bara food to eat, white people. Some came to breed with the creatures here. There are those that came out of the waters and over time became many species. Those are your beings that you find when in gestation. The baby is a zygote with a tail like an alligator and claws. And then in the second trimester, it turns to a Romardian, a gray with a big head and gray skin. Eventually a Homo sapien that is born. That is a cross between a reptilian and a Romardian, or gray. They found here many kinds of creatures. All protectors, that's another thing about the overseer. The overseer is a protector of the souls, the good souls. All protectors with and by the cube Within the cube, there was bovines, felines, canines, reptilians, foulings, simians, and simian and evolved sapiens, and insects of many kinds. Many came from this planet to this planet from afar. They came from where? Andromeda, Pleiades, Orion, Sirius, Draco, Aldebaran, Arcturus. From Zeta Reticuli, I was just interacting with the Zetas not long ago, and the Pleiadians. Are you afraid of me and all? No. I met up with the Pleiadians in the physical, in broad daylight in that same California yard. They walked up out of that expensive car, I don't know, Rolls Royce, whatever, a man and a woman, impeccably dressed, like mannequins, not a piece of lint out of place, not a fur on their head, a briefcase. And they told me to stop teaching all the people in San Diego all that stuff. I said, no, I won't. And they said, we're going to turn your brother against you. My brother Red, he's dead now. Like everybody that turns against me, he's dead. And many others, some sub-beings or grafted beings. Some were good and agreeable, while others were bad and disagreeable. Some ate all kinds of flesh, even Homo sapiens flesh, Jeffrey Dahmer. Yet there was order, because they had an electrical fence between the herbivores and the carnivores. Those of Aldebaran moved to Orion and set up what was called Ashtar Command, that's crackers. These albinos worship one, Atar, deity of light and fire. And those of Sahat Orion set up what was called Marzak, Risk Command. These two kept the order for many Tapalat worlds. Many of the beings that came here would take on physical form while here or incarnate. The highest of all was called Pa-Najaru, over all, that's the blacks. The highest of all was called Pa-Najaru, over all. Not just this Kawak planet or Wahoo Makwam universe, yet Kathir, Makwanat, multiverses, over the movement of the cube within the cube. They all would visit each other's worlds and planets, some to stay, others to exchange resources and minerals, as well as knowledge. Now, Pumapuka was one such place. So there was what was called silence in the world of worlds over all. By the time we came down to the third world cycle of this planet 12,000 years ago, and I was being taken up, and when I said that I could still teach, I could still work, jumping back and forth between that ice on the tundra, they said, okay, we're going to take you back to another dimension, here on Earth. And I found out these to be the lowest, most ignorant, crudest, most negative beings I've ever encountered. Some beings who wish to rule caused disorder. Many came to Earth without permission and would abduct creatures and eat them. Some to steal natural resources off this Kawak planet. Now, in time, two groups decided to work together. The albino race of Kamau Pleiadians, or Pa-Tanin, the Draconians. Now, let's be clear. The Pleiadians are subordinate. Good to hear you. The Kamau Pleiadians are subordinate, or they're under, like slaves to the Draconians, that only think of them as a source of food, something to eat. They would abduct the Homo sapiens out of Ghana, or Alfafre Ka'a, the little people of that land. They bred them on Mars with Zeta Reticuli and made many sub-races of Reticulum or Marmadu Greys or Marcavians, and used the Marmadu Greys as slaves to abduct for them. Pa-Taininu, the Draconians, ate flesh, human flesh, and drank, Namam, blood of all kinds. At first, you a devil or something? Stop making that noise, disrespectful. Mute your phone. At first, the Kamau Pleiadians did not eat human Jassad flesh, being they are humanoid in form. yet they have thin, flat, raw fur. They're colorless. Their Ayantwi eyes are colorless, and their Bashar skin is transparent. They have three tribes called Malakchim, Melkonim, Malachim. Moloch is fire deity worshiper. Remember that. Moloch. Passed through the fire of the Moloch. Patein, that means serpent, snake. The Draconians, and many tribes and groups. Some agreeable while most disagreeable. The beings of Eldabaran also have transparent, pale skin, rubbery texture. Their fur is yellow, thin. Their eyes appear blue, depending on where they are. They are humanoids. No, that goes a long stretch to say that. And there's no such thing as blue or green eyes. You know that. Blue is from being empty-eyed, like the sky that you look at in front of you, wherever you are right now, and it appears to be empty and clear. But it's the rays that's reflected that make the sky appear blue when it's empty. And eyes that are empty, meaning there's no soul behind it, appear blue in all these different animal-type colors. I was looking at a show on TV the other day, and a game show host asked, which animals have more beautiful eyes than humans? And the whites and blacks was naming cats and dogs and monkeys and birds and all these different things. And it came down to the last question, and the black people said, a deer. And Steve Harvey looked at them like they was crazy, because he couldn't imagine beautiful eyes being nothing except animal eyes or crack eyes. But when they thought about it, the deer had the most beautiful eyes. They all had to agree. And they wasn't monkey eyes. In times of old, or alligator eyes, or snake eyes, in times of old, if beings were found here and did not have permission there would be fights in the skies between these beings. That means wars in the heavens. Many evil beings would start wars and patat at the heavens. This is recorded in many records of many people on earth in the past. Wars of fighting in the sky between the gods, angels, devils, and demons. There's a distinction between all these creatures. In past times, beings from above were told, do not mix your DNA, your genes with Homo erectus, that's cracks, homogeneous, Homo sapien. This is not a good thing. Well, some of the sons of these sky beings came to Earth for vacation. They were 200 in all. They saw humanoids having Janus, sex in their fields, and Majnanat gardens, and became sexually attracted to the female humanoids. This 200 killed their men and raped the women. They returned to Papatat the skies. But in time, there was talk of the rape of the daughters of humans and the killing of their men. Yet, as worse as that was, that these 200 daughters of humanoids became pregnant with child of these cherubim, devils, right? Fallen angels. As you read in the Habaru Hebrew records, Ha-Tanakh, the Torah of the laws, Genesis 5:4, and in the days of the earthlings, Adam, after he had begotten Seth, were 800 years, and he begot sons and daughters. And you see also recorded in that same scroll, Genesis 6:1, and it came to pass, when earthlings, Adam, began to multiply on the surface of the earth, and daughters were born unto them, that the sons of the Elohim, God, saw the daughters of earthlings, that they were good at what they were doing, and they, the sons of the Elohim, just took them as wives. Of all which they required, they selected. As word of this act spread up to Patat at the heavens, they were asked, did you violate the laws on sex with humanoids? They all, 200 of them, lied. and denied, claiming, I did not have sex with that woman, claiming they did not have sex with the daughters of humanoids. When the Koradu children were born of these little women, the sons born of them were tall in height, 6 fingers, flat heads, scales, and webbed fingers and feet, and a nasty, ugly attitude, right? When the Koradu children were born of these little women, the sons born of them were tall in height. And this made it clear that the 200 had lied, for the sons of the sons were demigods, or Gabaru, Gibor, and like the Karabu, cherubim was very disagreeable and wicked. As also recorded in the records of Pa-Habaru, the Hebrews of Mesopotamia, Genesis 6:3-5, there were fallen ones in the earth in those days. He's still fallen. And also after that, when the sons of Elohim raped the daughters of earthlings, and they gave birth to children of these children, turned out to be Gibor, mighty, strong men, tall in stature, and became known by all by who their fathers were. The Elohim saw that the wickedness of these offspring were great in the earth, and they raped, they killed, they took. It was their very evil nature. In their mind is evil and wickedness. Every imagination of their thoughts, of their hearts, was only evil continuously. That's them. They're thinking evil right now, no matter how much they smile and try to talk nice. Behind that mask, there's an evil, fucking, ugly creature. And the sons also would eat human flesh. These Karabim, these Giborim became the angels of the religion of Mesopotamia. So now you know Samaria, Mesopotamia, all them cracks, they were the devils. And they did war in heaven. That was nuclear war, where they tore up all those ancient structures and things with the bombs. And they ran all they didn't kill underground, Noah, into these caverns. That's why you raised up thinking the devil was underground. Yet and still was cast out of all of the star constellations. Listen, this is important. Yet and still was cast out of all the star constellations and made to dwell on Taha earth. They don't want to talk about no new heaven and no new earth. Why? Because they not going to no new heaven and no new earth. And nothing they left behind, they cut the fuck off and they stumped in the mud where they belong. And they dying and disappearing. And the sons of these Elohim, disagreeable, mixed with the cursed seed of Canaan. So they done got even worse. Now they mixing with the slimy cracks. Salahu races and their religions, Wakanu, Wiccan, that's witches and druids, and became monotheism, Abrahamism of Mesopotamia. These are the Mudwa'u, evil ones on earth, and how they came to be given 6,000 years from 4000 BCE to rule. That ended in 2000. It ended in 2000 AD. And Patanenu, the Draconians, came to abduct them for food. And they came as Anakim, sons of Raphaim, called also Anunnaki. Anunnaki. Some of the Anunnaki are agreeable. Now you see, Draconians and Anunnaki are the same ones. Can everybody see that? Verse 97. It ended in 2000 AD. Think about the Holy Tablets only referred to Anunnaki all the time. Pa-Tenanu, you Nawapians are those fallen angels. Pa-Tenanu, the Draconians came to abduct them for food. And these Draconians came as Anakim, sons of the Raphaim, called also Anunnaki. Draconians are Anunnaki. They are shapeshifters. I sent many of you the Nawapian video when he was talking about Malachi as a shapeshifter. He saw it many times. So if you're not paying attention to the post I sent, you're missing everything and you're ignorant and rebellious. They are shapeshifters and can take on whatever form Marquita, right? Mentuhotep. In 2000 AD in Nome, no, it's Nome, Alaska, Harry. In 2000 AD in Nome, Alaska, their rapture occurred under the guise of night. You can look it up, Nome, Alaska, when they abducted all them cracks and took them up and ate them like the dogs and pigs they are. These have become food for their gods. And so many more missing every day as Pakakasu, the Caucasoids, try to appeal their overlords who have left them. Now, Unagaru Nuwapians are no longer under the power of their control, San Francisco. Their tones no longer affect you unless you have returned your bodily vibrations to theirs. Thus, you will be affected by their residual tones or broadcasts. Some have become food for the gods, and others are their children. The number of 144,000 had not been reached by the appointed deadline, and now they are required to supply 300,000 a day, or they will be food for the gods. The Kamau Pleiadians are their overlords, who are ruled by Pate named Ke, Draconians. The Pleiadians are ruled by the Draconians, and were on their menu, and the Pleiadians were on the Draconians' menu until they bred peckerwoods. Revelation 19:18, that ye may eat the flesh of kings, and the flesh of captains, and the flesh of mighty men, and the flesh of horses, and of them that sit on them, and the flesh of all men, both free and bond, small and great. The Kamau Pleiadians, in turn, they created Pakakasu, the cracks, right? Released the Kraken, the Caucasoids, as a replacement, as in meal replacement. Many people are reported missing all over the world, now more than ever, and most have never returned, as they have become a part of someone's menu. Now, I want you to recognize and realize that all the abductions that you see reported, haven't you ever been confused as to why they're always white people and not black people?
Yes.
Because these cracks that you worship are just food, nothing but fucking succulent white pig, tender meat that boils and drops off the bone. They're not people, they're something to eat. But they got a tall, high ass, though. They think all big and high up, you know what I mean? Oh, they think so big of themselves. But the devil is a liar. They that shit on a stick. And you go to hell and be damned and killed just to lay down with one of them and touch that filthy flesh. Now, we'll go back to concentration. Patarak, the way, concentration. The back page, where Malachi wrote a prayer to me. Namaz u Shalel AMUN-RAYAY, prayer of AMUN-RAYAY. Nuk Saduk be AMUN-RAYAY. I trust by way of AMUN-RAYAY. Unabab Mulmaruhu and his master teachers. Wu Madarehu and his papari. What was written like this right here. Wu Banzar Hu Lipanan Zaman Muwakwat and his warner for this day and time. Pandabab Yanun, the master Yanun. That's supposed to be my warner for this day and time. Kalal Hamadat Athirli AMUN-RAYAY. All praises are for AMUN-RAYAY, not Atum-Ray. AMUN-RAYAY. Najor Shalapa Patabu Pataha, overseer of the heaven and the earth. And Nuwapu, I am Nuwapian. All right. Now, if we go to tablets, chapter 11, tablet 13, verse 29, and we'll begin to read. And it came to pass, when the children of men had multiplied, that in those days were born unto them beautiful and comely daughters. And the Anunnaki, that's the Draconians, Elohim, the children of Anu, El, the Most High, saw and lusted after them. Now I know some good ones because I'm one of them and I'm not a devil. Saw and lusted after them and said to one another, come, let us choose us wives from among the children of men and beget us children. And Simjasa, who was their leader, head of the 200 fallen angelic beings that fell, said unto them, you Nuwapians are those fallen angels, and I'm your leader. I fear you will not have to pay the penalty of a great sin. And they all answered him and said, let us all swear an oath and all bind ourselves by mutual precautions not to abandon this plan, but to do this thing. And they still hard today, right? In firm resolution. Trying to be all staunch in opposition with their face swole up and turned assholes. Then they all swore together and bound themselves. They sit in front of them and stand in each other's eyes like, yeah, snake pledge, snake pledge. They all swore together and bound themselves by mutual precautions upon it to be Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego without the protection, no asbestos draws. And they were in all 200 who descended of Jared, son of Mahalalel, and Hannah on the summit of Mount Hermon, Hermon Monster. And they called it Mount Hermon because they had sworn and bound themselves by mutual precautions upon it. And these are the names of their leaders: Semazaz, Ramiel, Daniel, Ezekiel, Berikiel, Avael, Amoros, Bardael, Anael, Zekiel, Sapiel, Sadael, Turel, Jumjapel, Sariel. These are their chiefs of tens, and all the elders together with them took on to themselves wives. And each chose for himself one, and they began to go in unto them, and to defile themselves with them. And they taught them. They taught them charms and enchantments, witchcraft and evil, right? Whoring and all that, and the cutting of roots, and made them acquainted with plants. And they became pregnant, and they bare great Nephilims, whose height was 3,000 years. Basketball players, who consumed all the acquisitions of men, and when men could no longer sustain them, the Nephilims rose up against them and devoured them. And they began to sit against birds and beasts and the forests of the Amazon and all the animals and everything, reptilians and fish, and to devour one another's flesh and drink the blood. 9/11, they don't give a goddamn. You see them all over the world killing, storming. Last night in Los Angeles, they killed 10 more, at least, and was a lot more. But they go on killing all these people. But now that they talk about a black man as the devil. But I want you to look inside your mind right now. See the face of all these mass murderers, and what do they look like? Who are they? Who are these murderous devils? That's what the devil. They're trying to make you think that it was Antifa that stormed the Capitol on the 6th of January, right?
Right.
But you're looking at it and you can see it was all cracks, right? In animal suits. In animal suits.
Yes.
And all the niggas that believe in them and follow them. That white man know everything. White man got it. That white man, all them country Mississippi ass niggas. Okay. Then Tiamat, the planet Earth, laid accusation against the lawless ones. And the reptilians, evil one, Azazel, also called Halil's best student, Tubal-Cain, taught them to make swords and knives and shields and breastplates, and made known to them the metals and the art of working them, and bracelets and ornaments, and the use of antimony, and the beautifying of the eyelids, and all kinds of costly stones, little jewelry, right, and all coloring shades, makeup. And there arose many who do not follow Anu, and they committed fornication, and they were led astray and became corrupt in all their ways. Simjasa was also called Atum, that's the right rate, taught enchantments and wood cuttings. Amaros taught the resolving of the enchantments. Barik El taught astrology. Kukabel taught the constellations. Ezekiel taught the knowledge of the clouds. Arquiel taught the signs of Tiamat, the planet Earth. Shamsiel taught the signs of Apsu, the sun. And Sariel taught the course of Shiski, the moon. And as Adamites perished, they cried, and their cry went up to the heaven. All right. Now, Is everybody starting to get a clearer idea of what's going on here on Earth?
Yes.
Okay.
So,
The cat, is it starting to get clearer to you? Through repetition, I mean. And
Yes, it is.
all right. Fatah, Delante, what about you? Is it starting to get clearer to you?
Yes.
All right. And Ankh, you sure you understand? You're starting to get it.
Yes.
Cheryl, is it getting clearer over there in London that you can teach people?
Yes, I'm beginning to understand a bit more.
Yes, very good. So you can see the devil is a deceiver too, and they try to act like they're the righteous and all that, don't they?
Yes.
But they ain't no filthy, rotten good, and you knew it all the time in your heart. But you just needed hard evidence, and that's why I'm here. But they don't want me to teach people. You can see why. Because they find succor and peace and security under the shade of a lion tree. It's comfort to demons. They dwell in the dark like snakes and fungus, disease and mold, evil and filth. They flourish in mildew, dark slime corners, hidden away in the filth behind things, under rocks and different things. They flourish. It's when you throw the sunlight on them that they die and burn and scream and cry. You follow? They don't like no goddamn truth, and the truth is the what? The light.
The light.
And every demon, black-hearted demon, hates truth. And they'll go out their way to stump it out, block it, obscure it, twist and hide it. God damn it, as long as they have a filthy breath left in their rotten carcass. You got it? But I don't even see how people gonna eat that filthy flesh like the rotten meat of Jezebel. When they throw that bitch out the window, she busted open on the street. Even the dogs wouldn't eat that hole. Why would anybody want to eat a devil? I don't know. The Draconians must be some low, filthy fucks. They got to be. He didn't want to eat them horrible things. Sorry I ever saw him or touched him or walked within 100 yards of him. All right. Now, I hope we generated some questions about anything, and I'm sure we did. What are they, family?
I have a question.
And I'll do my best.
Okay. My question was, who agreed for them to be able to rule?
They're not hit. No, you're the ruler of the earth.
Right, but I'm saying
You're the ruler of the earth. They try to supplant you and move you out the way. More openly, let me say that there among you, and many of the beings among you are extraterrestrial, and I'm one of them. It's true. Whether you want to believe it or not, Malachi is too. He's definitely an extraterrestrial. Now, and some of you are hybrids. Some of you are born into actual extraterrestrials and you don't really know it. But I'll ask you some questions. Have any of you ever suffered with asthma as a child?
Yes.
Well, I had it real bad. My mother used to suck the mucus out of my nose until she got me to the hospital to keep me alive. All right.
Mine wasn't bad, but I had it.
The tat, you had it.
Yes, I had it. My whole family.
That's right.
Had it.
Me too. Extraterrestrial, and I can believe that. Any of you have a... Yes.
Does that include other breathing issues?
I'm just positive about asthma. Because asthma is a difficult... I'm not saying no. I'm only positive about asthma because it has to do with difficulty breathing in this atmosphere. Are you following me? That could also mean that you come from under the water as well. All right, any of you have puffy fingertips or webs, extensive webs between your fingers and toes, dry skin that appears to be scaly, and a flat head in the back. Any of you build up kind of like a frog? That's funny, but a pop-eyed frog.
I'm sorry, it just so good.
Y'all have seen them frog men and women, though. You done seen them in life. Time they got them pop eyes, and they real evil. Like you were flying, they want to shoot their tongue out and swallow you right quick. Real snapdragons.
Oh,
That flathead nigga, them people with zero body fat. That nigga used to call Snake in school. And nobody could trust that nigga. Snake. You know that nigga. Any of you ever had a deviated septum? Look it up. Deviated septum. That's
right?
when you have trouble breathing, because at the top of your nostrils, at the point between your brows, your septum moves back and forth in a way that makes it easier for you to breathe out of one side of your nostrils than the other.
That would be
a deviated septum.
Yeah. Yes,
Yeah. Well, I got a deviated septum. Yeah, that's right. But you can breathe in one side when you can't breathe out the other, right?
Exactly. That one side always stops up, and then it'll go back and forth all day
That's
long.
right. It'll go back and forth. But sometimes that's because you got an implant, an extraterrestrial implant in your nasal cavity up there.
What? For what?
That's what it is. That's right.
What is it for?
And some children have nosebleeds because of it.
Yeah, I used to get bad nosebleeds when I was a kid.
I'm telling you, that's a deviated septum. Look it up. A lot of you got extraterrestrial implants right up there, or between one of your toes and one of the webs, on a joint in your shoulder and your neck, and they're tracking devices. And I'll tell you something else a lot of people don't know, but when they abduct people, it's usually a family affair. There are other brothers and sisters and mothers and fathers and what have you that's part of that family lineage that they've been getting abducted, and a lot of the old ones don't say anything about it. They didn't understand it. It frightened them, and they just try to act like it never happened, or they thought it was a dream. Well, I was getting abducted a lot, still right now to the day. Not too long ago, I was with them, and they got this rounded machine like a flashlight going around on my shoulder to heal me. About 2 weeks ago, was it? I don't forgot, you know. And not too long ago, I interacted with the Pleiadians again. I saw that craft in the pitch black way far off, and it was like a gyroscope going around and around with that big searchlight in the dark. So far away, I just thought they'd never, and the next thing they popped, the light was right on me. It shocked me from that distance. And the white crack beamed down in that beam and was right next to me on my left, and first on my right, standing in front of me, only from the waist up, real pale, and said, "Are you afraid of me?" And I thought about it, and I said, "No." Then I saw him on the left, and they had dropped down some kind of little sheet of energy in front of him, like they anticipated I was going to poke him in the belly or something to see if he was a hologram or a light. My hand would go right through, but it was something that made him kind of like the popping fresh dope, or something like that, like a little dough belly, or something like it was something I could touch. But it was a little white sheet or something, like energy. Now that I think about it, how he gonna be real and he only from the waist up? What happened to the rest of him? I was with Pleiadians one time too, and these not the only time, but I can remember these. I was sitting on the corner arm of like a couch in a room, and there was three of them with a white woman in the middle of them, and they had a briefcase, writing, asking me all kind of questions. They thought I was, I guess, in a trance or out of it. And I started coming to myself like I do. And I was listening to the questions they was asking me. And I was just answering them just like I kept it going like I was still asleep. I was so embarrassed about how good I was, I couldn't believe it. I know I'm a good being. I know that. I'm not bragging. I'm telling you, I know I'm good. But damn it, I didn't know I was that good. I really didn't know it. I was just, and if I could have turned red, I would have did it. And I just looked at them, and when they saw I was woke, boy, they folded up that shit so fast, and paper sticking out the side of the briefcase. They was running through that side door, and they disappeared and closed that door in a hurry. Like if they trying to run before I wake up, it's too late. I'm woke. I know what you're doing. My question is, why do you want to know all that about me? Or you want to know who I really, really, really am? Well, good. You found out, and I found out I was better than I thought. But I knew when I was a little boy, I knew I was good. So good, and I thought it was natural. I would just be hours in the house rocking in chairs upstairs by myself with Bibles and singing gospels. My brother, he was either in a mental institution for stabbing people or turning red and want to bust windows out and fuck everybody up, you know. And that was it. That was it, you know. But trying to break my peace, you know, come by running finger over my throat while I'm sleeping. Bye-bye, Blackbird. Like, in other words, you could have been dead right there, nigga. Like, okay, but what the fuck is you sleep too, nigga? You wouldn't like me to run over your old fucking Adam's apple like that. You see what I mean, you bastard? They always try to take somebody someplace they don't want to fucking filthy go. Thinking evil all the time. I don't hate them, but I just hate the way they think. I want to chop their head off is what I want to do. Because it's been my experience that no matter how rotten their mind is, as soon as you chop their head off, they don't think evil no goddamn more. That stops them. They be good. Good demons. Chop it off when you see it with that little cloak on and all. Let that fucking ugly thing roll on the floor and bust. Just chop it off. That's what you do with a snake's head. You chop it off and it don't bite. I had some old black-ass snake sticking through the window like an elbow with a hand, you know, with the hand sticking out like a snake. Black motherfucker looked at me and said, I'm going to bite you. And bit me right on my fucking arm so fast. I passed out. When I woke up, I saw that motherfucking head of that black thing hanging like on a fishing string without no neck or body. And I was thinking to myself, I could see that big giant brown hand. I was thinking to myself, now see, if you knew like I knew, you'd have played with something else, you black ugly bastard. You'd have played with something else, but you didn't know, did you? And you won't know. You got serious, and goddamn it got serious, didn't it? Yeah, you lost head fucker. Good riddance to bad rubbish, bastard. Now you know what to play with, not to play with, but it's too late. You done changed a sunrise for a sunset. That's what you did. That's what you did. I was here to help you and save you, you know that? But you couldn't stop thinking evil continuously, could you? Because you've decided to be a filthy bastard from hell in the back of the toilet, a turd in the punch bowl. Wrong decision. You piece of turd. Wrong decision. There will be no shit in the heavens. Because obviously you would shit up the heavens. Your filthy mind can't exist. You can't exist. You're obsolete. Your time is up. And you'll be forever struck in the presence of anything decent. You can't even be around each other because you eat each other and drink the blood. You can't. I don't know. You're not no. Fuck you. Fuck you. That's it. That's all. Drop dead ain't good enough. Go to hell. All right, now I'm calmer now. I'm ready to receive questions, please. Please forgive me, but sometimes I get... If you understood my nature and how peaceful I really am by nature, and how much love and quiet and order and intellect and light and peace that I'm about, it is true. You're right. And people around me know that until a goddamn demon disturbed my peace. Then they raise up my kundalini, and I hate them bastards even making me get mad enough to cut their head off.
Right.
I don't like it. What's the matter with being peaceful? What's the matter with being good and clean and right? Why you gotta just be a fucking filter? Why you gotta think like a piece of shit all the time and try to force that filthy shit on other people? You decadent, evil, filthy fucking turd in the punch bowl. Don't nobody want your goddamn mind. Don't you understand that? Nothing. You're hated and despised. But anyway,
I got a question.
I'll do my best. Little child fuckers, you rapists and murdering ass thieves and snakes. Go ahead. I'm sorry, I got it. I'm good.
Hey. Okay. You said that who is the creator, and that is the creative force of will?
That's right. Not the creator itself, but it's one of the divine attributes, right? Right. The creator doesn't have a name.
Okay. So with that, you can say to a thing be, and it will.
And it is. It depends on who's doing the speaking, though. A devil can't say nothing to nothing and it be. In fact, only thing they even create or will to make is evil. They want to make a way to block the truth. They want to be devils in heaven. Do you understand that? What's the chances of that happening, you think, in reality?
Not at all.
That's what I mean about ignorant motherfuckers. I don't care how they twist and turn it with their writhing ass. The dumbest son of a bitches in existence, trying to find a filthy-minded direction to a beautiful, clean place. Go ahead.
When does destiny come into play versus will?
When beings,
Is there such a thing?
yes. It depends on from what level of consciousness. Now, from the level of creation, there's a such thing as destiny or predestination.
Okay.
But from the level of the consciousness of all, it's everything is predestined. It's already ordained. In fact, it already happened. So it's a matter of knowing. The Most High knows what will happen tomorrow because it already did.
Okay, so you said before nothing can rise above its source.
That's
As
right.
In a DNA lineage, can you explain that, please?
And a DNA,
Can you explain that nothing can rise above its source? Can you
in regards
elaborate
to,
on that more?
in regard of the strata, are you talking about the Grand Assembly of the Most High? In regards to Fa'u, who do you think is at the very top of creation? You know the answer.
Oh,
That's right. So why would it take you a long time to answer a question you know the answer to? Search yourself for that. Okay, all is. Now, how can you even remotely imagine anything above all, even by that weak definition? Yes or no?
no?
Then nothing can rise above the source. You got it. The one asking the question knows better than the one being asked. That's the source of everything, all. And nothing can rise above its source. Nothing. No thing can rise above its source. So we can't find a way to make no great devils in our mind and let it come out to be just some lying bullshit full of maggots. That's it. There are no high devils. I can save time for everybody that thinks it. Go ahead.
My question is, I spoke to the Messiah the other day about something that I saw on my phone pertaining to a green comet headed this way. Could you explain about it more?
I'm going to let Tahim do that, but let me say one thing about these rising above, please, you. Well, I just had something to nail it finally down into the coffin forever, never to try to resurrect again. But let me tell you, as far as anybody trying to contrive any backdoor way to try to slither a devil up into something great, you might as well sit your ass down and quit pretending and lying to yourself, because when you start getting licked by that flame, you're going to wake up. Okay, Katat, can you please explain about the green comet?
Yes, what I read about it was that this comet was last here 50,000 years ago. They said it comes every 50,000 years, but it might not ever come back again. So this might be the last time it passes through, and it's going to pass through the constellation of Draco, matter of fact, around the same time. And there was also a new moon that was the closest ever, apparently. Or it was, typically the moon is 240,000 miles away, but it was about 220,000 miles away. So there's a lot of signs in the skies right now, and it's all in conjunction with the comet as well. And we all know that the reptilians like to ride these comets, and they're saying if you know where to look, you'll see this comet passing through the constellation of Draco, and then it's going to go through like the Big Dipper and towards the North Star, and then it'll go on and probably never come back again. But even the fact that it's 50,000 years, we know that that God returns every 25,000 years. So there has to be some significance with it also being a green comet as well, which is something that's very rare.
Yeah, no gas burns green.
Yeah, so and they say green is
It's
blue.
not a natural event. It's not a natural event.
Yeah, they say.
And also, then they find it to be kind of elongated, and then it flips and turns, and it seems to be under intelligence control, right? It's maneuvering.
Remember, I was telling you about, I was down there in Texas, and I was coming up towards Dallas, and I seen this bluish green, we used to say falling star. But what it done, when it got near the ground, before it's maybe 1,000 feet above the ground, it did like a loop, and a shuffle, and then it came on down to the ground. But it was a bluish green color. You remember I was telling you about that?
I remember something to that effect, yes.
That was the first time I was seeing,
Something greenish and blue. Yeah, no gas burns green. So when you see something in the sky that color, it's intelligent and probably biological. It could be a being itself. In fact, let me explain to you all. One of the most what you consider inanimate objects is a rock. You can consider that as dead as a rock, right?
Right.
But rocks are alive in consciousness and conscious. Because there's no instant in which you consider all dead. All is life. Ya'al Hayu. Ya'al Hayu. Life. So life is always detected by vibration. Rocks vibrate extremely slow. So it's like a person that's in stasis, like from a blowfish bite, in an island religion like zombies. And they don't have any detectable signs of pulse or breathing. You consider them dead. But they're not. They're in stasis. The rock is like that. It appears to be dead, but it's just vibrating so slow, it's not giving off palatable signs of life. But everything is alive in all. All is not dead anywhere. It's more alive than other places. Live wires, goddammit, around here. Some real live wires. Hey! Yes, some live wires out here now. Sparking. And they like it when everything is more dead and sluggish like that. They cold and slow as ice. You understand? And no, they're not ascending or transforming into nothing great. So they become experts at bringing people down and high consciousness down, blocking truth and positive information and twisting it and misdirecting it. So they can continue to lie to themselves like they're higher than the stars, like they're great. But really, they're not poo on a stick. The devil ain't shit, and never was, and never will be shit. In fact, if they were shit, that would be an improvement. Really, it would. For them. They would be better as manifested turds than what they are. Because they are the lowest of the low. So that means shit is high compared to them. There's nothing lower than the devil. Nothing. You know I'm right. They're the lowest of the low. So whatever you think is low down is higher than that. It's higher than them. Right? And they thinking evil right now. I can feel it. How they can twist and block and misdirect truth. Obscure it and mislead people and try to pretend like they something high up. Put that old ugly ass on their shoulders, stinking and all. They try to figure out some kind of way to make themselves and the things they believe in great. And there's nothing great in them. Nothing. They gave all that up when they turned on and rebelled against all. They used to be something. Now they're less than nothing. They could have been all that they wish to be in all if their wish was to stay in all. All can, they could, but now they can't, and they ain't nothing, and fuck them. You glad they gone? I am. I'm glad about it! And I hope they stick them pitchforks right up their ugly ass till the handle disappears. That's right. Come out their throat. And then bend it back around into their eyes and ass. You know, chop off their own head with a blade. And flush it down some backed up toilet in a Greyhound station somewhere. In other words, I can't think of nothing low enough for them. They have been so rotten to me and people on earth. They have caused so much misery and made people feel so bad and insecure and humiliated and so much pain and hurt. So much suffering have they caused. They really have. So much misleading people down. I don't want to dignify them like they're. Don't even talk to like they listen. That's the lowest of the low. And don't you ever forget it. And ain't no pretty dress, jewelry, or no suit and money gonna ever fix that up. You can't spray perfume on no fucking pig. It's a pig, lipstick or not, a rotten piece of shit. Stop it. There's no good devils. And they're no good, period. I don't care if they're giving the milk in one village, the motherfuckers bombing the next. You know it, and I know it too. All right, who's got that next question?
I got one.
I'll do my best.
Well, I'd like to go back to the implants that you were talking about. How
Yes.
would you know? How would you know, other than that, who is even taking you? You know,
well, sometimes you don't know. Sometimes you don't know that you've even been taken. You think it's a dream. But a lot of times you're conscious. Even if you're in a state of paralysis and can't move, you know you can see the beings and describe your surroundings. Even if you feel like it's a dark room, or you know you're on a gurney or some kind of bed or medical facility. Or one time I was walking down a hill. It can be strange, you know, like a grassy knoll, and it was semi-light like it is most of the time in these places, even outside. It's not real bright like your sun usually. And I saw down like a wax building, I guess you could say. You could see through it. It was transparent, but it was kind of cloudy. And it was so thick in there, almost solid, but I could see beings that could move around in there. Tall, thin beings with big heads and all that. You know, the stereotypical, like, tall gray. And they had some patient on a table working on it medically. And the closer I got, I realized it was me. Now, I don't know whether I popped in there and saw myself from another, you know, some things I don't understand clearly. Like I've always tried to wonder where I was whenever I'm looking down at the earth and the moon. Was I just consciousness itself, looking through the eyes of all, like I've done that, or was I actually on the Crystal City or so, and looking, I'm trying to figure out, was I in some craft looking out the window, which I think might have been the case. You know, and then sometimes I'm just pure consciousness, and I look back from the point of that, and I see creation, as you call it, being transmitted or projected. I can see it happening. So I know I'm definitely one with all. I'm not only extraterrestrial, but that's the beginning of it. All right, it's time to go outside and perform these miracles, you all, and I want to thank everybody that's posting up these posts on Twitter and Facebook and all around the world. Thank you for having patience with me, because I'm going to call you about these sites and what have you, so we can start a big thrust on that. But right now, I'm working on packages and a lot of other things for people. You know, I'm trying to get certain things in for y'all. All right, who's gonna move that first star for the people tonight? I want to always keep us separate from mortals that walk the earth. You know, blowing our hot smoke up their ass like they think they heavy and all. Know damn well they ain't shit on a stick. Only way they're going to ever be anything is with us. Yeah. Who's going to be the first one to move something tonight, family? Don't be disturbed by my language or my heat, you know, because I'm sorry. I try to think of positive ways to talk about negative-ass creatures, but I can't, you know. They've caused so much miraculous pain for my people and still trying to cause more.
Okay, I can see
what
your
you got? Okay, very good. All right, I see it.
Yeah, nice and bright.
Okay.
In the
we'll
name
make
of
it brighter.
AMUN-RAYAY. Okay. In the name of AMUN-RAYAY, move up. Okay, it's moving up. Now drop down. And it's going down. Now in the name of AMUN-RAYAY, move to the left. Okay, it's moving left. Now move right. And it's moving right.
Wobbling a little bit, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Now move in a clockwise circle. And it begins to move clockwise. Yep, moving clockwise. Okay, thank you.
I love you. It's starting to get clearer over there in London. The weather better. The sky's clearer, huh?
It's clear because it's very cold. It's frosty.
It's still cold?
Yeah, it's frosty at the moment.
What? What's the temperature?
Very cold. Yeah, very cold at the moment. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. You got a heavy coat on. You got heavy coat, boots, and all that?
Well, yeah. I'm indoors though, but yeah.
Yeah. There's no snow on the ground, huh?
Not yet. I hope not. No.
You mean it hasn't snowed yet?
What is that, family?
Who back? It hasn't snowed yet, Cheryl?
It snowed in December.
Oh, so the dimensional shift, it's like things are changing. Because I remember when you were a long time ago, it used to be a lot of snow in England.
Yeah. Well, we had snow last month, but right now it's just frosty, crystal frosty outside. On the
okay.
Yeah.
I follow you. The stars are usually bright when it's like that.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
The sky's
I've lived in cold climates before, yeah. All right. Kim, what you going to move for us in Florida?
I see a star, Messiah. I'm at work right now, but I stepped out to move stars.
That's totally right. You say you was at work.
Hey, Walt, where you at?
I'm outside. No, Messiah, I'm outside right now, but I have stepped out, so I'm moving the stars because I'm at work right now.
I got you. Okay, come in. Okay.
Oh, Messiah, I see a star. Yeah, this is Marua.
Okay,
hey,
Marua, what you gonna move, Marua?
I want to move the whole creation.
All right.
I'd like to move the whole creation up in the name of the Messiah, AMUN-RAYAY. Go up. Going up. All creation go clockwise circle. In the name of the Messiah, AMUN-RAYAY, clockwise circle. Going clockwise. All creation drop down. In the name of the Messiah, AMUN-RAYAY, drop down. Dropping down. Dropping down. All creation go to the left in the name of the Messiah, AMUN-RAYAY. It's going left. Showing up going left. Yeah, it's always going left. Go up and over to the right. In the name of the Messiah, AMUN-RAYAY. It's going to the right. And we're up and over to the right. Stop and go clockwise circle one more time. In the name of the Messiah, AMUN-RAYAY. Clockwise circle. It's going clockwise circle. It's going up and down too.
Yeah. What happened to your friend that was supposed to come to class from Roy? He didn't come.
He's right here. He was in class.
Oh, okay, very good.
He's standing right next to me.
Tell him I love him. Kim, what you gonna move?
I'm gonna move a star.
I see it.
In the name of AMUN-RAYAY, the Messiah, star go clockwise. It's going clockwise. Clockwise. In the name of AMUN-RAYAY, the Messiah, the one true Messiah, star go to the left. One to the left. It's moving left. In the name of AMUN-RAYAY, the Messiah, the one only true Messiah, star go up. It's going up. In the name of AMUN-RAYAY, the Messiah, star drop down. And it's dropping down.
Dropping down.
How I thank you, Messiah. I love you.
All right. Anybody else want to move some for us tonight, or you all want to call it a night? I want to thank you, Katat, for editing the CDs, at least taking the noise off the front and bringing it down to where we can put them on CDs. Thank you, here.
Oh, cool. Thank you.
All right. I bless you all. Time to get your packages, send in donations, write your testimonies, and please post up this information all over the world, our information, if you're really trying to help the Creator, and you issue it to the devil. I love you all. AMUN-RAYAY, waiting for your testimonies. Post up the post. You got to keep trying when they try to close the door, open the window. I love you all. Send your testimonies. AMUN-RAYAY. I work for you.